3D Sun and Moon Acrylic Nail Art Tutorial by Hotpinkzebrapolish.
Hi everyone! In today's video I am going to be showing you a sun and moon nail art design, and the moon is around the sun and the sun is kind of hanging and dangling in the middle of it. As far as like detail work, there really isn't that much, but it's just a very elegant, different kind of design that I really enjoyed making. So I hope you guys like it as much as I do, and don't forget to click subscribe to see all my future videos as well.
So I'm going to begin with an overlay of a really gorgeous glitter mix that has a mix of different shapes and sizes of glitter that are silver and gold, and this is the perfect reason to use this glitter. Also, the other reason I'm thinking of is possibly for New Year's. This would be a really good glitter mix for that, but for right now I'm just going to throw that over the top of the entire nail. The way that I did it is I grabbed a bead of clear acrylic and then dipped that into the glitter. So then I'm going to encase the nail with a layer of clear acrylic to make sure that it is nice and strong and to protect that glitter, because as soon as you file it, it's gonna not look so pretty. So just make sure that that is nice and covered up. And I'm going to be filing that into shape with my E-file, starting out with a pretty coarse bit to remove any bulk, and then switching to a finer bit to get it a nice smooth surface texture that's just going to make it look so much shinier. It doesn't, you may not think that it's making much of a difference, but it really does when you have a nice smooth surface to be applying your gel on top of. Then on a post-it note, I'm doodling my little shape of my sun and my moon. As I'm doing this, you want to make sure that there is plenty of space around your sun for a gap between the sun and the moon so it doesn't get stuck together. Then set a nail form backing on top of your drawing. You should be able to see through it and see your doodle underneath. And then on the moon portion of things, I took a shimmery white and I'm going to be sculpting out the moon shape. As I'm doing this, I'm just going to use a couple beads and just slowly pull them into shape. My shimmery white acrylic is not, it's going to sound weird, but it's not very strong as far as strength at the end, but don't worry about that because I did add some clear acrylic on the back of it. So if that's the case, if your moon seems like it's a little bit delicate for this big piece hanging off the nail, don't worry about it. It will be fixed up later. And then pull your nail form backing just over to the side, and then on top of your little sun drawing, you're going to want to start working on your sun. So the beginning part of it is just that circle, and I did that with sort of a, I don't know, I call it my pumpkin spice glitter. It's a gold tone glitter mix that I have. It's gonna cover up that circle, and make sure you don't increase the size on anything because you do need to make sure that your moon will still fit around the sun. Then I have a little wire loop that I made that I set inside the top of where the sun will attach to the moon, right on top of the moon, and I filled that in with some more of that shimmery white acrylic, making sure I don't fill in my little loop, but just set that to the side for a moment, just so that I was kind of working back and forth on these to my moon and my sun, just so that you can let something set for a moment while you work on the other one. So while you were attaching that little loop, the glitter from the middle of the sun is setting, and then when you start adding the rays going off of it, you don't mess it up. So the rays that I'm using, I'm going to use a really metallic gold color that just is one of my absolute favorite colors of acrylic that I have, and I've gotten questions about which one it is. It's from Young Nails. It's their metallic gold. I also have Young Nails warm gold, which I bought before I got the metallic one, and I was thinking that that one was the metallic one, and I was pretty disappointed when I looked at it and it was not. It was just, I mean, it's a really pretty color, just a warm shimmery color, really more like a orange. It's kind of more on the orange tone, but it wasn't the metallic gold I was going for. So make sure that if you are looking for this one, it is the metallic gold, not warm gold, because they're very different. And then I did one row of rays going around, and I left a little gap between each one. Then I'm gonna go through and add a second layer. Before you finish it off and put in that last ray, just wait a second, because you're going to need to attach another one of those little wire loops. So just wait a second and hold off before you do that one. So I'm just leaving that last space open, finishing off those other rays, picking up my moon. As you can see, it's really flexible. The acrylic I used for that is a 3-in-1 from Coupa. It's 3D acrylic, dipping powder, and what's the last thing? I don't know. It's a 3-in-1. Oh, and ombre. It's for making ombres. So it's not quite as strong as like a regular color acrylic, but it does work. It does work if you add some clear acrylic with it. So then add the other little metal loop inside the last ray. After that's done and it's all set, you can pick that up off of your nail form backing and take some nail glue and glue that onto the tip of the nails. It should hopefully lie pretty flat. Otherwise, you can just take and file the end of it. But that nail glue is not strong enough to hold this whole thing together. So take some clear acrylic and cover up the back of your moon with that to, like I said, add some strength. And I also just kind of blended that up the back underside of the nail to fill in and make sure that's not going to pop off on you. Then I'm going to take 3 little gold star studs and I glued those onto my moon. And then I'm going to be applying a layer of gel sealer over the whole shebang. So starting out over the nail, then over the moon. I kind of went around the star some, but then over the other side of the moon and then over the sun. And cure that. When you're curing it, make sure that your sun is not hitting the moon so it does stay free and able to move about. I hope you guys like this design as much as I do. I absolutely had so much fun making the sun and the moon. It's just such a classic thing. So I hope you guys like it as much as I do, and please share recreations with me on Facebook or Instagram. I'd love to see them, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!